a moment per usual. Make sure everything is up and let's see, testing. Let's see, testing. Sounds good. Alrighty. Here, let me fix something just real quick. Alright. So, we're going to go into this week playing Washington, who beat us a few weeks back. I feel like with how we played in that last game, we actually have a chance of winning this one. Because the Buccaneers are a really good team, and we've been stepping up our play as of late. I feel like we actually have a good shot at winning this. By the way, the scouting will happen during week 11, and then after that, it'll be a progressive thing. But before we actually get into this game, I would like to see if we can re-sign Colin Kaepernick. Everyone else, I'm not exactly worried about at the moment. Just Colin Kaepernick, I want to make sure that I can get him locked in for another couple years. I don't want him making 13.7 mil. I want him to take a little bit of a hit, possibly down to 11 with a signing bonus, not quite to 10 mil. Maybe down to, let's say, 7 mil. I want him to be cap friendly, no pun intended. And we'll drop it to about 8.5 for a signing bonus. But that way he could also still be a veteran on the team and be helpful for Jordan Love for when it's his turn to take over the team. And submit offer. And the salary needs improvement. So he was not happy with that. Hopefully we can get that all sorted by the bye week, because that's really important that we get him re-signed. With that being said, let's just hop right into this game. Honestly, I feel like we could, really for sure make a push towards winning this game. Let's go edit uniforms. Perfect. Just the standard. Yeah, I feel like we can really make a push for it. Our defense was playing really well last game against the Buccaneers offense, which is one of the top in the league, I believe. So it's really good to see that we were doing that well. That's funny to see that Saquon Barkley still has more yards than their leading rusher, and he hasn't played since week 4. Golden Tate's really been catching on. I hope they can continue their play. Colin Kaepernick finally reached over 1,000 yards last game, which is a little late in the season to be finally reaching that point, but better late than never. And yet again, we're starting off with the ball. In some ways, it's really nice to be able to start off and kind of control the game's pace, but at the same time, I'd like to be able to get the ball to start the second half, as Ballantyne's going to take it to the 21-yard line. Okay, we're going to start off how we always start. Or we actually didn't start off last game this way, but we usually start off with a run, and we're going to hand it off to Tony Brooks-James, who's been really good for us as of late, and he gets only a couple on the play. Alright, let's see if we can find a good old slants play in here. Quick slants, perfect. Alright. 2nd and 8. And Kaepernick's going to take the ball. And he's going to get sacked right away. So I actually had Levine Toilolo open on the play, but I didn't necessarily see him right away because I was trying to get away from the pressure. So it's now 3rd and 14 already, as Kaepernick's going to take the snap, and he's just going to dump it off to Evan Ingram, as that's going to be picked off, as that was just a terrible throw. And this is not a good way to start off the game whatsoever, as Washington will start off at the 22-yard line. This last game, the big playmakers against us were J.D. McKissick and Dwayne Haskins. They just kind of were clicking all around. As we're going to start off by doing a play fake, and that's going to be a throw to Delaney Walker, who also was a huge playmaker against us, as that's going to get down to the 1-yard line. It's now 1st and goal for this Washington football team. As Dwayne Haskins not going to hand it off. He's actually going to throw it, and that's going to be a really bad throw, as that'll be an incomplete pass on the play. Now looking at 2nd and goal. Dwayne Haskins is going to make Trey Quinn audible, and he's actually going to fake the flip off. He's going to hand that off to J.D. McKissick, who has all the room in the world to be able to score that touchdown. Excuse that. Dustin Hopkins' kick is up, and it is good. If you can remember in that last game, we actually controlled most of it up until, I want to say the 4th quarter. I could be wrong on that, though. Valentine's going to take the return. He's going to shrug off a tackler, but he's still only going to get to the 25-yard line. It seems like Kaepernick's really been struggling with the interceptions pretty much all year, but it seems like a lot of them are still not really his fault, as he's just going to dump this off to Penny, who is going to get trucked, and he's going to fumble the ball. This is going to be yet another turnover against this Giants offense, and that's going to be another touchdown for this Washington defense. Dustin Hopkins is going to come on, and he's going to kick this extra point, and that will be good. This Giants team is already putting themselves in quite the hole, as it is 14-0. This is all the points they allowed in the last game, and yet Washington's just now scored it in the 1st quarter. Kaepernick's going to come back out, and it looks like he's still pretty calm, as he's going to hand it off to Tony Brooks-James, who's going to get the ball. He's going to make a juke, and that's going to be a gain of 9 on the play.
Number 35, the ball carrier, Thomas Davis on the tackle. It's a gain of 8.
It's now 2nd and 2, as Kaepernick is going to take the snap, and he's looking, and he still doesn't have anybody quite open, as he's just going to dump this off to Evan Ingram, who's going to make the catch, and he's going to get down at the 39-yard line. Don't know why that stat line was just now popping up. We got that last game, as it's now 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Kaepernick's going to take the snap. He's going to throw it on out to Golden Tate, who's going to make the catch for a 1st down.
Kaepernick's pass complete to Golden Tate. A gain of 14.
It's now 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. So Kaepernick's going to take the snap. He's just going to dump this off to Darius Slayton, who's going to make the catch but only get 2 on the play.
Kaepernick's pass complete to Darius Slayton. A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 45-yard line.
It's going to be 2nd and 9 at the 45-yard line. Kaepernick's going to take the snap. He's going to roll out to his right. He's going to dump this off to Golden Tate, who's going to make the catch down to the 26-yard line, and that's going to be another 1st down. This Giants offense is moving the ball quite effectively in this drive. Kaepernick's going to take the snap. He's going to roll out to the right yet again, as he's not going to have anyone open, as he's just going to fumble this, and that's been a huge struggle for Kaepernick, as that's what cost us the game against the Bucks. So it is now 2nd and 12. And this will likely be the final play of this 1st quarter, as Kaepernick is going to take the snap, and he's going to get so much pressure, but he's going to somehow get sacked by Thomas Davis Sr., and I did not even see that coming. It is now 3rd and 16. 3rd and 16 from the 32-yard line. Kaepernick's going to look, and he's going to try to find Evan Ingram, and he actually is going to find Evan Ingram when he tried to earlier and he couldn't, but this time he does for the Giants touchdown, as that's now going to cut this to a 1-possession game to start off this 2nd quarter. So Evan Ingram started off as one of the top playmakers on this offense and has really kind of dialed down a little bit in his productivity in these past few weeks. Catanzaro is going to kick us off to begin this second quarter. As Stroman's back there, he's just going to take a knee. Oddly enough, this is already Washington's worst starting position, as Dwayne Haskins has J.D. McKissick in the backfield, as he's just going to dump it off to Corey Latimer here, as that's going to be a gain of 8 on the play. Cody Latimer, sorry. Dwayne Haskins is just going to hand it off to J.D. McKissick here, who's going to get a huge gain on the play, as that's going to get to the 48-yard line, as that is a first down for this Washington offense. It's 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. They're going to try this run play again, as he's going to get tackled at the line of scrimmage, as that will be no gain for J.D. McKissick. It's now 2nd and 9 from the 48-yard line for this Washington offense. As Dwayne Haskins is looking at a possible screenplay, as he is just going to find Delaney Walker wide open in the middle of the field, and that's going to get down to the 15-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line, as they're going to run a slants play here. As they're going to find Delaney Walker, space out on that one. They're going to find Delaney Walker in the middle of the field wide open yet again, as this defense has been struggling all year. As they're going to find Terry McLaurin in the end zone, as he was wide open and he had beaten his receiver, as it is now back to a 2-possession lead for this Washington football team. Dustin Hopkins' 3rd extra point is up and good. It does look like we will be seeing Marcus Golden back in the game later. Corey Ballantyne's going to take this kickoff return, as he's going to look at possibly getting only to the 20-yard line, and that's exactly what happens, is he's going to get to the 21-yard line.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
This Giants offense was really good this last drive. Hopefully they can repeat their success on that last drive, as he's going to try to find Golden Tate, and he does, as that's going to be a first down, as Golden Tate has just been a catching machine lately.
And the Giants first down.
Okay. It's now 1st and 10 from the 35. Kaepernick's all by himself in the backfield, as he's going to try and throw it over to Sterling Shepard, as that's going to be incomplete.
Kaepernick's pass intended for Sterling Shepard, incomplete.
Just going to hand it off to Tony Brooks James, who's going to make a nice little move on the defender here, as that's going to be a gain of 4 on the play. It's now 3rd and 6 on the play. Kaepernick's going to take the snap. He's going to look for his favorite receiver on the season so far, and that's going to be Golden Tate, who's going to make the catch down to the 32-yard line. Kaepernick has been accurate today, besides 2 passes. Other than that, he's completed all of his passes. He's 8 for 10 on the day. Looking at a 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Kaepernick's going to take the snap. He's not going to have anyone particularly open, so he's just going to try and run for himself. He's been fumbling all season, but he does not on this one, as he's going to get down to the 14-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line, as Kaepernick's going to take the snap here. He's going to try and find someone. He doesn't quite do that, as he's going to roll out of the pocket yet again, as he has open daylight, as he's going to take this into the end zone. He's going to score for the Giants, and that's going to be his first score on the ground this season. The Giants yet again have brought this to within a one-score game.
His kick is good. Makes this Washington 21. Giants 14.
The only question is can this Giants defense get a stop and then hopefully get the ball back to make this a tie ball game? Going to return the ball here as he's going to get tackled at the 31-yard line. So that was just a terrible kick by Catanzaro on the kickoff. Pretty sure that was Jeremy Sprinkle on the return. Dwayne Haskins is going to be in the pocket. He's just going to dump it off to Latimer here. Thought that was Trey Quinn for a second, but it's not. And that's going to be a gain of about 10. First and 10 on the 41-yard line for this Washington offense. So they're just going to dump it off again to Trey Quinn, but that's going to be an incomplete pass. Because now they're looking at a 2nd and 10.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Haskins is looking to pass. He's just going to dump it off to Corey Latimer, who's going to fumble the ball, and we're actually going to pick it up as this is going to be a turnover for this Giants defense who's been struggling all year to cause turnovers.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by the Giants.
What the fuck did I call? It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line as Kaepernick's going to take the snap. He's not going to have anyone, so he's just going to throw this ball away. So he's now looking at a 2nd and 10. Now 2nd and 10 from the 45-yard line. This Kaepernick's going to take the ball. He's going to throw it on out to his receiver. That's going to be Golden Tate, who's going to get to the 35-yard line as he's going to not quite get the first down. Golden Tate is on the brink of having yet another big game in the air for us, which has been really helpful these past few weeks as Kaepernick's going to take the snap. Looks like he's just going to scramble, and he's going to take off, possibly, as he's just going to throw it out to Darius Slayton, who's actually been really quiet the past few weeks. He's going to make the catch and get down to the 14-yard line. It's 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Kaepernick is going to take the snap. He's going to roll out. He's just going to dump this off to Evan Ingram, who's going to only get a couple yards on the play, as the Giants are going to call a timeout on this play, hopefully getting another playoff before potentially kicking a field goal. Looking at a 2nd and 9 from the 12-yard line as Kaepernick's going to take the snap. He's going to roll on out. He's going to roll over. He's going to try to find Golden Tate in the end zone, and he does not quite find Golden Tate in the end zone. We find ourselves in yet another similar situation as we did before to see if we could possibly get a stop on defense and only be down by 4. Kick a field goal and only be down by 4, or go for it here and possibly be tied to end the half. I think I learned my mistakes from these last couple games. I'm just going to kick the field goal, hopefully take the points, get a stop on defense to start the second half, put us down by 4, so a touchdown will actually put us ahead. There's been a few times where field goals in those situations really came back to bite us in the behind. So I'm just going to take the field goal right here. Catanzaro is going to kick the ball off. And he's actually going to kick it off to Stroman, who's going to take a knee, which leaves 1 second to go in the half. It's going to be interesting to see what they do, and it looks like they're just going to take a knee to end this half. And that's exactly what they're going to do. So to end the half, Washington's still up 21-17, as this is looking like a pretty high-scoring affair between the two teams. Chandler Catanzaro is going to be kicking us off to begin the second half, as he's just shy of the end zone. Stroman's going to take this out, and he's going to get to about the 25-yard line. We're going to hand it off to J.D. McKissick to begin the second half, as he's going to get a gain of 6 on the play.
J.D. McKissick, the ball carrier. He's brought down at the 31. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and
They're going to hand it off to J.D. McKissick again, who's going to get a gain of 2 on the play, making it 3rd and 1 on the play. Looks like so far in this drive, they're committing to the run game pretty heavily. As it's 3rd and 1 for Dwayne Haskins and this football team, as they're going to quickly rifle it out to Cody Latimer, excuse me. So that's going to be a first down. He gets hit hard again, but he does not actually fumble it this time. It's now 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. So Dwayne Haskins is looking to possibly hand it off as it's a play fake this time. He's just going to dump it off to his receiver, Jeremy Sprinkle, who drops the ball. Haskins actually had a decent amount of receivers open down the field, but he chose to try to go to Sprinkle, and he does not get anything out of it, as that's going to be a tackle, and looks like they're actually going to give the football team a big break on that, as he almost got the first down on that. It's now 3rd and inches for this football team, as Delaney Walker is going to be in motion, but they're going to stop J.D. McKissick shy of the first down marker on 3rd and inches. It's now 4th and 1. This is the defensive stop that we've needed to do in so many games, and we just haven't been able to do it. And here it looks like we actually got away with this defensive stop. It's now 4th and 1 as Tress Wade's coming out onto the field to punt it away and give the Giants pin deep, as he does not. He actually gets a really wobbler on, like a really bad wobbler on this one, as he only gets it to the 21-yard line. We're looking at a 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line with 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, as Kaepernick's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it on out to Tony Brooks-James, who's going to actually get a decent chunky yardage to begin this drive, as that's going to be a gain of about 5 on the play. Ever since Saquon Barkley left due to an injury, seems like we've just had a hard time figuring out an offensive identity, but it looks like these past few weeks Tony Brooks-James has really picked up kind of sort of what we needed on that end, as it's going to be 3rd and 3, as Tony Brooks-James actually only gets a gain of 2 on the play. Being 3rd and 3, Kaepernick is going to try to look for his receiver as he gets hit as he throws, and that's going to be a 3 and out for this Giants offense. Except I actually feel like we need to be a little bit more aggressive in a lot of our games, because we just haven't been doing that enough. As it's 4th and 3, we're actually going to go for it, as I'm just going to dump it off to Evan Ingram here, who's going to make the catch for the first down. And that's exactly what we need. We need to be aggressive. We need to capitalize on those plays to keep the ball moving. We can't just keep relying on our defense that's been letting us down for these past 6 weeks of this 6-game losing streak. We're going to hand the ball off to Tony Brooks-James here, who's going to get a first down and then some on the play, as he almost gets as much there on that one carry as he did for the rest of the game, as that's going to be a gain of about 19 on the play. Looking at a 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line, as we only have 35 seconds left to go in this 3rd quarter. We're going to hand it off to Tony Brooks-James again, who gets wrapped up in the backfield for a loss of 1. And this will likely wrap up the 3rd quarter, as the Giants are looking to move down the field, as it's a 21-17 ball game, but the Giants are looking to put some more points on the board. It's going to be a 2nd and 11 for this Giants offense to start the 4th quarter. This is going to actually hand off the ball to Wayne Gallman for Gallman's first carry of the game, and that's only going to be 2 yards on the play. As it's now 3rd and 9 that this Giants offense is looking at, as this could possibly be yet another sticky situation that we've gotten ourselves into. We're just going to actually find Evan Ingram, who yet again gets open for another first down, and we're going to get to the football team's 40-yard line. Now we're looking at a 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line, as we're kind of just trying to take as much time off this clock as possible. This Kaepernick's going to hand the ball off to Wayne Gallman, who's going to have enough for a first down here, as he's going to get a gain of 11 on the play. We're looking at a 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line here as Kaepernick's just going to take it himself. He's going to get wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, if not a couple before, as this is going to be a holding on the offense, as this is going to take us back a little bit. Looking at a 1st and 20 from the 39-yard line, as this could be possibly pretty bad for us, as we're going to dump it off to Wayne Gallman here, who's going to get a nice little carry, or a nice catch, and then run here, as that's going to get us a gain of 9, as that's going to make it a 2nd and 11 for us. Kaepernick's going to take the ball here. He's going to quickly find his target here, as that's going to be Evan Ingram, who's going to not quite get to the end zone, but he's going to get to the 1-yard line, as this offense has been moving this whole game. This is now 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. So we're going to hand it off to Tony Brooks James here, who's going to get into the end zone. And that's going to be our first lead of this game. Chandler Catanzaro kicks the extra point, and he makes it, making it a 3-point lead for this Giants offense, or this Giants team in general, not just the offense. Chandler Catanzaro is going to kick us off as we have 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go, as Strumman's going to try and return the ball, and he's going to get stopped at the 22-yard line. This second half offense has looked really sluggish as they try to possibly get something going on this drive, as he's going to dump it off to his favorite target, Delaney Walker, who's going to get a decent chunk, and he's going to get to the 40-yard line on the play. Dwayne Haskins is going to have McKissick in his backfield. It looks like he's just going to dump it off to McKissick here on the plays. He's going to get hammered down, but he's going to get a gain of 7 in the process. Why in the fuck would I? No. Okay. It's going to be 2nd and 3 for this defense, as Latimer's going to get the ball, and he's going to get it to the 35-yard line, as I called the wrong play, and I could not audible to the right one. As yet again, I called the wrong one, but it's going to be this 2-minute warning, and we can possibly call the right play now. Okay, it's going to be 1st and 10 for this Washington offense, as Dwayne Haskins is not going to find anyone. He's going to get hit as he throws, and that's going to be a wobbler. And that will be an incomplete pass, as we almost got a sack on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line with 1:54 left to go in this 4th quarter. Dwayne Haskins is yet again trying to find someone, as that's going to be Delaney Walker, who's been killing us all game for the 2nd time in a row that we faced this team, as they get to the 22-yard line. As they quickly hurry up and snap the ball, they're going to find J.D. McKissick, as that's going to get to the 16-yard line. So they're running a no-huddle offense, and it's looking to be pretty effective for us, as he's going to try to find his receiver, and that's going to be intercepted on the play, as that's possibly going to be the ball game. Who was that? That was DeAndre Baker, probably our top cornerback for us since the past few weeks. He's been leading the team in tackles. He's been making plays. He's been getting that interception there, which is huge. As we're going to hand the ball off to Tony Brooks James here, who's going to get a 1st down for us and stay in bounds, forcing Washington to call a timeout on the play. We're looking at a 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Washington only has 2 timeouts here, so it's looking pretty good for us, as Tony Brooks James is going to get yet another 1st down, and then some, as he shrugs off a tackler. He's going to get a gain of 20 on the play, as this is his best game this season so far. We're looking at a 1st and 10 with Washington only having 1 timeout left. We're going to hand the ball off to Tony Brooks James yet again, and he's going to get a gain of 3, forcing Washington to call their final timeout of the game. And with that, I feel it's only appropriate that we take a knee and then wait for that clock to tick all the way down for us to hike it yet again to get our win, snapping a 6-game losing streak. And with that, we snap our 6-game losing streak as we are going to win this one. And quite honestly, it looked like we possibly weren't going to win this for a long time there. As that will be the final of this game, and we will go to 3-6 on the season. It looked almost impossible when we went down 21-7. But then this team went on a 17-0 run and just took over the game. And then our defense made some key plays in that second half. And then our running game took off, and then our passing game took off. Granted, I think we threw 2 interceptions, but really overall it was really good that we were productive on offense and on defense, which is seemingly the first time since really week 1. Week 2 was really kind of iffy because it was hard for us to make some stops, but overall we were really good just on almost every key way this game. As Kaepernick was 15 for 20, 208 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. If we go over to running, Tony Brooks-James with a solid 69 yards on 11 carries. Kaepernick, did his thing, 28 yards on the ground with a touchdown. Gallman getting only 2 carries, wasn't as productive as he has been in the past few weeks. Receiving the ball, Evan Ingram picked up kind of where he left off a few weeks ago. 6 receptions, 88 yards, 1 touchdown. Golden Tate really died down after this. As soon as the second half started. Delaney Walker yet again killing us. We got to find a way to stop their the offense's tight ends, because that seems to be the main reason why they moved the ball so quickly. Darius Slayton getting a couple catches in there. I think Sterling Shepard had a really quiet day. Yeah, he didn't even catch the ball once, which is fine. Let's see. Defensively, I'd probably say the best player on our defense today was definitely DeAndre Baker for making that key interception. Let's see, who caused the forced fumble? I think that was Julius Peppers, if I'm remembering correctly. No, it was Ryan Connolly. He forced him to fumble the ball. I think that was Trey Quinn. He made fumbled the ball, which is really solid. So him and DeAndre Baker get the Defensive Players of the Game award for us. Offensively, I honestly would probably have to give it to Kaepernick, because he just consistently found ways to make this team move down the field. So Colin Kaepernick gets the Offensive Player of the Game award, and it's a tie for DeAndre Baker and Ryan Connolly for who won the Defensive Player of the Game award. With that being said, I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one.